Good morning, great morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning, magnificent morning. Yes, I'm going to say it again, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious morning. Yes, that beautiful reminder that you get to choose, I get to choose, that we all get to choose what things mean. It's such an important principle to lock into, to get, because it ties into the development of your life. I mean, really grab on to what I'm saying. You hear me say it again and again, but maybe this time you're going to hear it a lot differently. See, the meanings that you give things, they put you onto a frequency. You want this to become a material fact, you got to get onto that frequency. You've got to go there. And guess who has the choice and the ability to do that? There's a wonderful lesson that's taught in thinking into results. That's a wonderful program, I should say, transformational system that we facilitate, where in the beginning of that incredible system, there's two questions that are asked. And the first question is, when you're wanting to make a change, the question is, am I able to make a change? So think about that for you when it comes to this, whatever this is for you. You're wanting to make a change in the outcomes of your life. Well, ask yourself that. Are you able to make that change? Now, remember, we're talking about how you're thinking. And then obviously, when you do think about it, you're going to go, of course, I'm able to make the change. Of course, you're able to shift that narrative inside, aren't you? Right? Nod your heads. Of course, you are. But then the second question comes in, and which is a powerful question. Well, fine. If I'm able to do that, the next question is am I willing to do what's necessary? Now, as I'm sharing this with you, what's happening in me is a reflection of the genius of the order of those questions. Am I able to? Then next is, am I willing to? Now, remember, that's leading to a specific frequency. First, when you open up your mind and say, am I able to do that? Yes, that's great. But then the next statement is well, am I willing? And what's amazing is that once you make a decision that, okay, yes, I'm willing to do what's necessary, you know what happens? You, first of all, you go onto a different frequency. And the next thing you know is all these ideas start to come to you. It's exactly as what Neville Goddard shares is all the plots, plans, drama, situations, they begin to unfold right before your eyes. Now, this is important for you because we're talking about making change. We're talking about steering your mind. Now, in the beginning, we talked about how you get to decide what things mean. Well, guess what? You also get to decide the ideas that you're going to consent to and become one with. And what's so beautiful is through everything that we've been diving into, everything that we share with you here at Elevitality, it's about helping you to tap into that. I mean, we've been diving into it beautifully with the Master Key System by Charles Haanel. Boy, hasn't this been wonderful diving into this beautiful gem. Oh, I'm so grateful for Charles doing the work, putting it out there. And by the way, that brings up another important thing too as well. Okay. Just think about how if he had not become emotionally involved with the idea that he wouldn't have written this, that we wouldn't be studying it right now. Think about that. He accepted the idea, was loyal to it, and then started to write. And now we're here, over a century later, studying this. Because somebody asked, well, maybe he didn't ask this intentionally, but really he says, am I able to make the change? And am I willing to do what's necessary? Well, see, again, that's what's got to happen for you when it comes to this. And yes, all of you should have a gold card. If you don't have one right now, make one. And if you'd like one of ours, which have these really cool plastic sleeves in them, then just connect with us. We'll provide a link to you for how to get this and also how to get these on Amazon and also this other amazing, beautiful book, The Subconscious Code. Beautiful companion to help you to organize your thoughts. And notice how thin it is. It's so simple and amazing. Which leads me to another reminder for you. Okay, so yes, okay, I've shared with you some really awesome stuff. But with that being said, that information, that knowledge that I'm sharing with you, remember, it has no power in itself. All information, all knowledge is just mere static information. It's static energy. The only way that what I've shared with you, that what I am sharing with you from this, that Charles Haanel is sharing with you is going to have power in your life is if it's applied, if it's practiced. See, application, baby, that's where it's at. You've got to use it. So use it as if your life depends on it. You know why? Because it does. All right, so let's go into where we are. Let's tap into this incredible book, and boom, there it is. Okay. Here we are on section 30 on page 124. And in this specific piece, remember, you're using this to help you to get this out there. Okay. He says, men are learning to place themselves in harmony with the universal mind. They are learning the unity of all things. They are learning the basic methods and principles of thinking. Yeah, soak that one in. There's a principle of thinking. And this is changing conditions and multiplying results. Isn't that interesting how that's what's been happening with you as you've been using this information? Again, absorb that for just a moment. You're learning to place yourselves in harmony with the universe. You've been learning the unity of all things. You are learning the basic methods and principles of thinking, and this is changing and multiplying results, isn't it, for you in your life? Isn't this interesting? He wrote this way back when, and he wrote something about you here. And as we're learning this, what does he point out next? They are finding that circumstances and environment follow the trend of mental and spiritual progress. Always remember, thought precedes. Thoughts are the causes, the results are the effects. Thought externalizes itself. Write that around this specific paragraph. Thought externalizes itself. And isn't it interesting how, as you have been diving into this, how you've been using it, that this is what you're discovering about you? They are finding that circumstances and environment follow the trend of mental and spiritual